Hi, today I want to discuss this common concept of being the observer, which is very prevalent in mindfulness practices, certain mindfulness practices, where they say they become so advanced in that they no longer feel they are doing anything. They become an observer. They can see their hands are moving and everything is happening, and it's not them doing it, right? So I will discuss that in this video, but let me go through the formalities. I am Osman. If you like my contents, which try to bring a unique perspective and thought provoking for some people, and some of the unique angles of knowledge that I've acquired over the years, then like and subscribe my videos. This will give it a better reach for more people, to be able to view it. And I'm an energy healer on a master level, telepathic capabilities, specializing in critical care recovery and terminal illness, and also other serious host of serious physiological, psychological, and even spiritual ailments, especially treating the adverse effects of involuntary Kundalini awakening. I'm also an advanced level yoga and meditation teacher, having practiced for almost 50 years and teaching for 44 years. And in that period, having studied under various masters from different schools of yogic disciplines. And I weaned what I felt is practical, effective, and what works and what doesn't work, and simplified it and created my own protocols, and a combined protocol. And over the years, now I've got students in over 100 countries, and I've even established a unique 5-minute yoga and meditation protocol, which you can download for free from my website, yogawellness786.com, and where you can also get further information on my services. And also remember, all my therapies are natural based and not a replacement for medical treatment. So coming back to some of the mindfulness perspectives, that you are just the observer and withdraw yourself from the actions, and eventually you are just observing, yourself, like someone is doing the activity, like you're seeing their hands are turning the steering wheel, or if you're a teacher, the hands are just writing, and you don't know, it's not you, it's not you who's writing, and you're totally withdrawn from all these activities, and they encourage you to do this, right? So I disagree, with this type of. So with due respect to the people who's doing it, this religion, or maybe this field of thought is like 2,500 years, but I've got some, reservations, and my reservations are. So let's say you're driving and you not feeling you are driving. It's you're seeing their hands, and which is what they quoted. They just saw their hands on the steering wheel. It was as if someone else's hands, and it's driving, and they're just observing as if they're not there. Emotionally they're totally out, right? Now suddenly a child runs across the road. You're driving, right? Following the speed limit, let's say, right? And a child runs suddenly, and you don't stop in time, right? And you run over the child. Now you're withdrawn. If you are not withdrawn, you are, on point. You are fully aware because you're driving. Anything can happen, right? You need to be 100%, in tune with who you, with your body, and alert, in order and identify with your body, and identify with your mind, identify with what is happening, what you're doing, and be conscious of, fully aware of you, driving, and press the brake in time. Don't say, no, it wasn't me. And a good argument is when, someone says, no, it's not me, not me. And then when something negative happens, then they say, no, he's now responsible. But how can you be responsible? It's not you, right? You're going to bring that argument, and this is dangerous stuff, and when they ask, the same people who says, no, we encourage this, but we are against, where, for example, the Swami comes from the East into America, and then there was a description in one of the podcasts, that I was listening to, that this Swami came and he was having sex with, all his followers, with the multiple followers, and he was saying that it was not him, it was his body just doing it or God doing it, right? It wasn't he doing it. He was withdrawn from his actions. He's not responsible for all the things. They say, no, they don't accept that. But they accept, when it's positive, they accept, but when it's negative, no, you must accept both sides. If you accept this, you must accept that also. So that's why this doesn't work for me. This is a lot of complications and mumbo jumbo complicating life. What is this? Don't complicate life. Yes, I mean, don't focus too much on your past. I mean, some things is important. You need to work through it, right? If it's troubling you, go to a therapist. Don't say, be in the present, be in the present, be in the present, and ignore something which is people have PTSD, right? And you're going to tell someone with PTSD, no, be in the present. He can't be in the present. This thing, he needs to work through some of these things which is troubling him. See a therapist, get a friend, if it's nothing so serious, speak to a friend. You need to, hash it out why it's troubling you and discuss it, and get it out of your system. And very importantly, many things require professional assistance, you know, and don't be in the future, so forth. Yes, in meditation, at the time, I always tell my students, at the time of meditation, and my meditation is a minimum of 2 minutes, right? And for the 2 minutes, I say 2 to 5 minutes that you're going to meditate, just for that time out from everything, all your thoughts, your past and the future, and just sit down and be totally relaxed and enjoy relaxed, because you want to relax your mind and relax everything, relax your body and feel totally peace. You want to get like a rest from the stress and the the different things that are the activities of life. You just want to take a time out to recharge and then go back into it, right? And not like hours and so forth. 2 to 5 minutes, right? Maximum 20 minutes, right? Maximum, is what I encourage, as my beginner students. On advanced level, you have to have certain initiations and so forth before you can go. And you don't just sit and say, now I want to meditate 1 hour a day, right? It must develop naturally in you, where naturally you feel you want to meditate, more and more and more and more, and let it grow naturally. And it takes a long time, at least 2 to 5 years to develop, to on the advanced level of meditation, right? But to come and say I am just the observer, and a classical example, they the person made an analogy referring to the Bhagavad Gita incident, in Vedanta, in the the Mahabharata. There's a section of that was incident where Krishna is speaking to his friend Arjuna in the middle of the battlefield and giving him a discourse and lecture on yoga and so forth. It's a very popular book. And they analyzed that because Arjuna was the passenger and Krishna was the charioteer, and then the reins. So they symbolize that the charioteer is uh, God, and the reins and the are your control, over there's 5 horses. They depict 5 horses, and I don't know whether in the incident he really had 5 horses, right, or just 1 horse, or 2 horses, but they depict 5 horses that representing the 5 senses, and that you are just the passenger, you are not the doer, right? And what is all this? You are the doer. You do something. You must be responsible for every action that comes out of you, right? If you are insane, so we get a psychiatrist to certify you insane and put you in a psychiatric institution for the rest of your life, right? So either you're gonna, for doing something wrong, for committing crime, either go to jail or go to a psychiatric institution where you are amongst, everyone else who are, very mentally ill, and you are injected with all types of chemicals on a daily basis, and you're no longer in your normal state of mind. So even if you were normal, when you get in there, you're not going to be normal anymore. It's worse than prison. At least prison, you're going to have your sanity. You're not being pumped with drugs artificially. And both places you're confined from the external world, right? You're locked out, right? And don't talk that way, that I am just a passenger in it. This is, people interested in the science of yoga and so forth, don't go into not all parts of it, and probably I would say 80 to 90% is mumbo jumbo, in my opinion, right? So I'm sorry for being offensive. I apologize for that. It's just my subjective opinion. There's so much. They got, who is me and who is I and you. There's no you and no I, and there's no self, and we merge into oneness with everything. I've experienced the highest level of samadhi, right? Yes, I've shared in that experience. I didn't experience. I lost, a sensation of the self, and there was like a blank out in many cases, because there is no I, right, to experience it. It's like going for operating theater or going to the dentist, right? And the dentist injects, before you can extract the tooth. I can't feel my mouth anymore. Does it mean I'm not the mouth? I don't have a mouth anymore? No, I still got. It's just that it's numb for that moment, right? So when you go to that level, you got so much of chemicals that are being produced in your brain. It numbs you from the experience of, the various layers of who you are, right? The body is a part of who you are. The mind is a part of who you are, right? And having higher, blissful experiences and all that, is you feeling it, right? You feeling it is part of your experience, right? You can have some DMT or psychedelic drugs and go on a trip, but does it mean you're not the body and all? No, you went on a trip, right? It's You had that experience in like a cyberspace or virtual reality, and you went into a psychological experience, right? Into a deeper part of your psyche, like going into a dream, right? So a dream is also daily trips you're having, right? So why do you need to chemically go on a trip? You're going on a trip daily, right? So coming back to, just withdraw yourself and so forth, this is something that I don't agree with. I don't know about you, right? Um, Maybe everything, but I like to live practically and be responsible for everything that's happening, right? That my hands and my words and thoughts are creating, and I want to be on top of everything, right? And I want to believe that I'm responsible for all that. Even if my subconscious is controlling most of it, I need to get a hang of or control of my subconscious and not blame it on my subconscious. No, it's not me. My subconscious made me do it, right? No, that is nonsense, right? I don't believe in that aspect of philosophy, from a yoga meditation perspective. I like to keep things simple. You're doing meditation and yoga for wellness, to improve, which is a scientifically based, that doing mindfulness, it helps improve, decrease your cortisol levels, improve your resistance, your immune function, and your self repair function, which is all scientifically, because stress is a major contributor to most of the illnesses. When you got a hang on stress, you got a slight control, or over improving your management of whatever illness may come or you are dealing with, right? By about 10-20%, right? Improvement. Not suddenly miraculously it's gone. And yes, these things do happen, but this is, I believe, in the placebo effect, right? Because the placebo effect works, right? It's a scientific phenomenon. So I don't know what you think about it. Let me know in the comments below, and take care of yourself.